Hello, Martin here. I want to talk to you today about something called the Eisenhower Matrix. Now, it was started by Eisenhower when he was, I think, it was the 34th president. But when he was a general in the American Army, he realised that he was in this environment where there were he was basically running the American Army. So he had lots and lots of responsibility, but it was a chaotic environment. He had to deal with all sorts of things going on, bullets firing. I'm not sure if he was on the front line, but it was chaos. There were different things, people sending messages, and yet he had a plan. And what he realized is that other people's busy, other people's urgent would often get in the way of the plans, the things that he'd pre-set out to do. And so things would not get done. So he started to label everything into these four quadrants. We know it now as the Eisenhower Matrix. So there was the urgent important, the non-urgent important, the urgent non-important, and the urgent and the non-urgent non-important. And everything that came across his desk, he put into one of these boxes. Now, this has become quite common in business strategy and business teaching since then. But what happens is people get it the wrong way round. They teach these things the wrong way. And it's logical if you think about it, because if I was to ask you which of these is the most important, we would your logical thought would be that it has to be the urgent important. It's urgent and it's important. It makes sense that it would be the first thing that you look at. But notice these words. This is important as well. That's not just because it's urgent. It's not more important. It's these are equally important. So what I want you to think about is that non-urgent important is the plans you've sat down and worked out the day before, the week before, the year before, your year's plans, the things that you've decided in the cold light of day when there isn't any chaos going on. You've sat down and worked out this is what's important. This is what's going to win the battle. This is what's going to take my business forward. Everything over here is circumstantial. It comes at you. It's reactive. It's it labels itself as important. Want you to think really carefully about that and think about what it is that you do in your day. Because what happens is if we spend all of our time over in the urgent, important um, space, then it's sort of emails coming in saying I need you to do this. It's someone phones you up. It's someone comes in, knocks on your door. If you've got 2 minutes, interrupts what it is that you're doing. Um, how often, be honest with yourself for a moment, how often have you, have you got into your day and you look back on what you've achieved and you thought, I didn't do any of the things I planned to do today because all I did was react to other people's urgent, other people's important. Think seriously about that. Is that a way to get the your plans forward to really achieve the things that you want to achieve in your business or in your life? Um, this is what we call crisis mode. Yeah, that's where people are. The other thing about that happens about in here is that um, it becomes increasingly difficult when you spend all your time in urgent, in reactive mode. It becomes increasingly difficult to tell the difference between what is important and what is non-important because things self-label. Everyone else tells you that because it's important to someone else, it doesn't mean it's important to you. It might not be part of your goals. It might not be something that's even your responsibility. It might be someone on a far lower pay grade than you that could deal with that. But it's put to you. You're a decent person, and so you react all the time. That's the important. That's really important to know. And again, if you were to go through your days and work out what you actually did, you'd find out that most of what you do lives in these two quadrants. And it's really, really important to understand that. The plans, the things that you decided in the cold light of day when there was no pressure on you, these are the most important things. Because we live our days in chaos and because we're reacting and because we in this environment where so much happens all the time and we're so open to fire, to friendly fire, if you like. What the result is that some of the plans we have, the things we set out before, never ever get done. So I want you to think about these as slightly different. We're going to call that reactive. We're going to call that quadrant proactive plans, really important, high payoff activities. This we're going to look at as deceptive because they're the small things which label themselves as urgent. And then this is escapism. And the idea here is that when everything gets too much, because we just spend all our time over here, we go into escapism. We just go and say, just can't cope anymore. I'm going to go and go and scroll through YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is you do. Just go and put your head in your hands for half an hour, because it all gets too much and we waste time doing that. So this is what happens. So when you spend your time here, I mentioned it before, this is what we call crisis mode. It's do first, react to everyone else. It's that open your email first thing in the morning or first thing in the office. Actually, quite often it is first thing in the morning, isn't it? The first thing you do is open your emails, and before you've even started your day, your mind's thinking, "Oh, I've got to go and deal with this now and deal with that," um, and you haven't set out clear goals. So you do first, you manage second, you communicate third, if at all, and your goals never get a look in. Crisis mode. That's where most people spend their time. It's not a good place to be as a business owner. Better to be in proactive mode. So in proactive mode, you set your goals. You decide, this was my plan at the beginning of the year. This was my plan at the beginning of the month. Here I am today, or so tomorrow, I'm going to set out that I'm going to do this and this, maybe a third thing, but I would advise just doing two things that are going to, as part of your bigger goal, that's going to move the business or move your personal goals forward, get you closer to where you want to be. High payoff activities, going to win you new business, getting and keeping customers, all those things. So you plan and you set goals. Then you schedule and communicate. I just don't believe that there's anyone in this day and age that couldn't put aside an hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours a day where they say, I cannot be disturbed for this time because I'm working on my high payoff activities. And if that became a company culture as well, just think how great that would be, that everyone respects one another's time. So you plan and set goals, you then communicate and schedule the time, you then implement. And all right, there will come time when you have to react. Urgent will find you, true urgent, but you each day you implement, you actually get that good stuff done, and then you review the results. And before you know it, you've got this aggregation of marginal gains. Things are adding up. You're getting places. You're seeing results. Um, that's proactive mode. Now, here's the really good bit. If you can make this happen, you can come up with processes in your business, in your life, to get less of this, because it will find you. Sometimes you have to do it, but less of that. More of this, because you've planned your time properly, because you understand it. This is a mindset. Then you never, ever will have to deal with that. And here's the really, really good bit. You can then go there by choice. You can go there and say, right, before lunch today, I'm going to go for a walk for half an hour. Not because my head's exploding, I need to get out of the office, but because it's good for me. It's healthy. I've identified it as a good thing to do. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be part of my plan to do that, because it becomes an important thing by choice. It's a great way to work your day, to run your business, to run your life. And again, this is a concept, but there's processes you could do to make this work, to spread this out amongst your team so everyone gets it and respects each other's time. And I'd love to help you with it. So if your time is important to you, let's make a non-urgent appointment at a time that suits you. Let's talk it through. Let's see how I can help you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the 9 minutes of your time that you've given me. And I hope you have a really good, productive rest of your day.